We are set to go, ladies and gentlemen, people around the world. Hey, it's time for the weekly beer and video review show. I am your host, Travel Man Dan, and we have some awesome things to go over today. We have some delicious beers to review. We got some fun episodes to go ahead and bring you. Today's show is going to be outstanding, so thank you for joining us. Anywhere around the world, thank you so much. We already have some people in the room. Who's in the room already? Jens from Norway, welcome to the show. Guys, I am so pumped up. I am so excited. As you already know, the Bills took care of business. Frankie, we are live. We took care of business against the Jets today, and we rocked them. We rolled them. They're done. Put to bed. All right, baby. We're back on track. But, guys, thanks for hopping on the show. Man, I'm foaming at the mouth. I'm so freaking excited. If you're new to the show, let me tell you a little bit about what we do here. It's called the Weekly Beer and Video Review Show, and that's exactly what we do. We go ahead and review beers, 2 of them. I'm going to bring in my co-host in a minute, but we're going to go ahead and review 2 delicious beers. I'm going to talk about the videos that came out last week on the channel, and I'm going to bring up the video that's coming out this week on the channel. Hello, Barrow. Welcome to the show. Frankie, nice job, Buffalo. Hey, Rocco. Welcome to the show. All right. Then, while we go ahead and review beers and we talk about videos, we have the fun segments. Like, well, we're just going to shoot the shit between me and my partner here in a minute, and we're also going to talk about what would you rather, everybody's favorite segment where I give you a choice to pick. Would you rather do this or would you rather do that? Would you rather have that? Would you rather do this? All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a little bit of what are you reading, what are you watching, and what are you listening to? Closing the show out with the quote of the week, all crammed in there, like I said, of fun stuff. So if you're new to the show, thanks a lot. Be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notifications bell so you're notified when new episodes come out each and every week. And if you don't know, we do this every week, every Sunday, the live weekly beer and video review show. Plus, every Friday, I put out a video. It goes like this: a travel show on Friday. Then we got Reading Man Dan. Then we do Food Friday. So that's a little bit about the channel. If you're a returning guest, audience member, fellow supporter of the channel, thank you so much for being here. We are pumped up. And when I mean we, I mean my co-host. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. You know him as a Test Bunny. I know him as an Nate. You can call him whatever you want. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. Whoa. Hey.
Look at that.
Hey. What up, Berks?
By the way, so I had to say last week when the Bills lost, I was very quick to put that number up. Now that you won, I want to share with everybody 45-17. Nice
yeah, it was a really good game, and I was worried because the first half of it, you know, we're kind of at that lull where we kind of think we're just going to show up and then we're going to beat teams, but other teams aren't there. What are you pointing at there?
It's my brother.
Where is he? Hey, Brendan! What's going on? All right, guys. There he is in the background. He won't be going ahead and commenting. I don't know. Maybe he's watching it over there on his dork machine. That's the phone. Okay. So if you guys if you want to chime in, let me know. We already see Wonder Strudel. Wonder Strudel is here. Welcome to the show. Finally have so many people here. Rocco and Wonder, thank you. Thank you. Jens, that's a good point because we're going to go right into it. Jens says, how's the leg, TMD?
Well, wow, Jens, great question.
Yeah, I'm going to be real honest with you. The leg is still in a lot of pain. It really, it's not there yet. But with that being said, I'm able to move around a little easier. I'm able to kind of walk around. I'm on like one crutch. When I'm home at the house, I'm moving around pretty much with one crutch or with no crutches. But it throbs. Like getting through the show is going to be hard because sitting down for a straight 45 minutes means your leg is at 90 degrees and it tends to lock up. And to be honest, I'm just not there yet. But physical therapy is going good. The therapist said everything is on schedule. You're doing everything that you can be doing. Because of the surgery that I had and because of my age, it's going to take a little bit longer. I had the cadaver, which means they took an Achilles tendonate from from a cadaver, from a frozen body, basically, and they added it to my body. So sometimes your body can reject it, and sometimes it could just take longer to heal. So there's still a lot of stiffness, but overall, I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for asking.
If I were going to get a cadaver, it would be from Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Jimmy Supervised Snuka. Nice, dude. All right.
Yeah, that's just me. That's my personal.
Hey, that's a pretty good. If I was gonna get one, I would probably get one. If we get anybody, I would like Michael Jordan's.
Well, he's still alive. It'd be tough. But what about Winston Churchill's?
So is Snuka. What about Winston Churchill's? I don't know. He's not very athletic.
Who knows? Maybe underneath all the hot toddies, he was.
Hot toddy. Stoic he was. Athlete, we don't know. All right, Brendan is here. Finally made the show for the beginning. Yes. All right, Bubba. I hope to see you soon, buddy. I will be back in Western New York, so hopefully we're going to be able to link up. I'm trying to get Nate to go there to the brewery, so I'm also calling in from the Dork Machine.
There it is. We got a catchphrase now.
The Dork Machine. I always call the phone the Dork Machine.
It is.
I mean, super fly tendon, Frank already. Rocky Marciano says Rocco. Nice. All right, I'll take Shua's Joe Jackson. Whoever you're getting from, I probably just got it from a regular person, but it is going pretty good. I'll give you a little take a look. See, getting up is a little hard because you've been sitting there, but I'm standing. And I'm going for a little walk, guys.
You probably need like another 2 weeks, man.
Well,
you know what I mean? To get back to being normal?
I mean, yeah, you're probably right. To be honest with you, it's probably like 2 weeks to 3 weeks. He said you're off before you can be walking around with no crutch, feel comfortable, and then just not have any pain. So one thing that's been a little bit difficult, Nate, is coming off these pain pills. You know, it's not as hard as somebody that like is really addicted, because I'm not really addicted. But for the last month, I was on pills. I went from 4 a day down to 3 a day, down 2.
Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Really? You can feel it kind of scratching at you, saying, give me more?
Yep. I can definitely feel it.
The fact that you identify that is a good thing.
Yeah, you just got to drink a lot of water. This is it's a lower level 2 opiate, so it's not as high as like OxyContin and some of the other crazy shit out there. But it's definitely, if you're taking it more than a week at 3 pills a day, and you're going to get some type of addiction to it. You just got to be careful. You get a little sweats. The main thing for me, Nate, is the fatigue.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It just drops me. I'm just like, dude, man, like. Because you're carrying around, lumbering around, and the way that the doctor explains it, all your systems inside of your body is using your energy to heal your knee, so it doesn't have a lot of energy for anything else. But nevertheless, doing well. So far, the plan is to be around Western New York. Awesome, Bubba. We're going to be visiting the Stoneyard Brewery in Brockport. Okay, if you guys remember, we did the cannoli cream ale.
Great beer.
Nate loved it. I thought it was okay.
I want to drink it again. I want to drink it from the tap in Brockport.
Well, the cool thing about it is, Nate, is I spoke to the owner of the place, and he's invited me, and of course you, to go ahead and stop by the brewery and to film an episode. So I'm putting this out there. I think December 27th. We're going to take the ride from Buffalo and go into Brockport, which is just next to Rochester. And we're going to go to the Stoneyard Brewery. I'm going to film a regular edited edition, but we're also going to hang out and drink a lot of booze and beers and,
booze.
Booze. You like booze?
So do they have anything interesting out right now? Did you check out their offerings? They do a lot of like seasonal, snickerdoodle. I saw was a flavor that they had. That's pretty interesting.
Well, the owner was telling me their number one beer, the number one seller, the one that just like blows the doors off of Wegmans and has like people lined up in the grocery store, is called their chocolate. It's a chocolate cake.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I've never tried it. It's a stout. Yeah, it's a stout. So I'm excited to try it. I also did see that they had one, Nate. You might be into this one. This one doesn't really appeal to me, but it's like peppermint candy cane.
Oh man, I would anything mint for me. Mint ice cream, mint and chocolate. I'm all about it. So I would love something. I would love to try that.
Yeah. Jen said Stoneyard sounds awesome. Jen's, man, hey, international travel is now allowed. I can't wait to come up and see you.
Come on over.
Yeah. I can't wait to go see Jen's in Norway. Are you
Yes.
accepting guest tag along? Absolutely, Frank. Absolutely. Like I said, Nate, you're going to try to come to that, right?
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would really be awesome for
It was supposed to be a surprise, but okay.
For Stoneyard Brewery, if a bunch of people showed up and like we really just like promoted, the guy would absolutely love it. The owner's really cool. Talk to him. Nate, I know you're excited to get back to Western New York. But hey, we're on to another brewery, also in New York State, more in the Finger Lake region. If you look at the Finger Lakes, you can look at a place. It's called Seneca Lake. Okay, would love to have you. We're coming, Jens. So this one is from a brewery called Warhouse Brewing.
Warhorse
Brewing. It's in the Finger Lakes, specifically in Seneca. And today's beer, our first review, is Nitro. Breakfast with Churchill.
Oh,
Eel Coffee Stout.
Look at this can. This thing is just an absolute beaut. Look, first of all, Winston Churchill, that mug. What an interesting dude. Obviously, he's an icon, World War II and everything, right? But that guy, look at him. Look at the planes and like over his head.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. I love the planes, the colors. They really. We're gonna get into it in a little bit, but Warhorse does an amazing job with all their labels. Fraud, jazz hands.
They are stickers.
Yes, they are stickers, but they do it right. You know, sometimes right here, and we're going to get into this in a little bit later when we do the design. They cut off here, the sticker here, but they use all of it. Remember we had talked about this, I think a few weeks ago. They used the whole can.
It's almost like they were doing like 80%, right? Yeah. There was an inch and a quarter that was exposed. The fact that they wrap it, it gives you the feel that it's an actual, like everything is on the aluminum, right?
Yeah,
not a sticker wrapping it.
All right, Nate, let's go ahead and crack this sucker open. Here we go.
You want to try this thing?
All right, it says it's a Nitro. Ooh, baby.
Oh. Shit, it went everywhere. Hold on.
Did you shake it up?
No.
All right. Well, the initial smell is it smells like a stout. It's got a sweet aroma to it. You know, I'm pretty familiar with the stout, but what I really want to taste is, do you taste the oatmeal? Do you taste the coffee, or do you taste the stout flavor?
Well, so do you get oatmeal in the nose because it's pretty right there. It's present.
I don't.
No,
I don't.
I mean, I think it's that smells like overnight oatmeal with some chocolate in it.
One thing I definitely see, Nate, is this thing is
thick.
Oh my gosh, is this creamy looking? I mean, the foam on this thing, it's amazing. It's like chocolate syrup right here. And yeah, I'm going for the old node smell.
Bring the can back to me.
Nah, not really. I don't really smell a lot of oatmeal. I do. A dominant stout. But hey, let's go ahead and try it out. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, dude.
Cheers. Bing. Here we go.
Oh man, fuck. I mean, it is pretty. The aroma is really strong.
Oh baby. Oh, that's good. Okay. Wow.
Okay, that's different. So, like, I've been on a stout kick recently. Danny knows this. I didn't like stouts for the majority of my adult life or career, however you want to phrase it. And recently, I've been getting into stouts. This right here is a good stout.
Like it?
Different. So it's different than the peanut butter or the coffee, the Speedway stout, the coconut stout, right? This is a different play. The oatmeal definitely adds a different layer to it, which I really like.
Yeah, my initial first sip reaction to this thing is, I don't know what it is. It must be that stout flavor, but I have a strong taste of alkaline, almost like metal. I don't know what that is. I've always tasted that.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the sweet smell of the inside of a pipe or something.
The aluminum.
Yeah, maybe it's something to do with the can or whatever. It's nothing like the green bottle skunkiness. Another thing I taste on this thing that I absolutely love. I just really just the first sip is refreshing to me because it tastes like I'm drinking a cold cup of coffee, a cold cup of black coffee. You know, when you
there's a bit of like you know, if you go to Whole Foods and you get, you know, the Stumptown little bottle that you crack open and it's cold coffee, super rich, right? That's what that tastes like.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I tasted back when I took a first sip of this. I had a weird kind of flashback of one of my first jobs ever. I worked on a Christmas tree farm, and it was in Buffalo, and we would go hauling Christmas trees, getting them ready for the season.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we would have, and you know, I started drinking coffee at like 9 or 10 and whatever. And I would fill up a cup of coffee and be drinking it outside in the cold. And then the truck would pull over and you had to unload a semi truck full of Christmas trees. And if you ever done that, that's how you build skinny waist, strong hands, and big shoulders. But picking these things off, but you set your coffee down and you go back to that coffee like an hour later after you're done unloading the truck. And it's just that really cold black coffee taste. And that's what this beer kind of brings me to. Really enjoying it, Nate. What about your first sip? What do you got?
Yeah. So again, like I said, I'm a big fan of stout. So this is a big deal to me. You know, I feel like I've tried a number of some of the best stouts in the country recently, most notably KBS from Founders. Anything by Ale Smith. I did Narwhal by Sierra Nevada, which is really nice. This is a little bit different, and it kind of offers the stout package and delivers it in a different way with the oatmeal. And I think the oatmeal stands out. It's not that boozy, but this is what 7.5%. So of course, you know, some of these stouts get up into the 12, 13 range.
Yeah.
This isn't boozy. I think most people can look at this as like an entry level stout where you can it's approachable. I like that.
It's really good. I mean, I forget which one we did. It was like the peanut butter cow stout. I forget who did that.
It was Viva. It was Belching Beaver, Viva La Beaver.
No, it was the cow, and it had the cow, and he was like the front.
Left Coast.
Was it? Yeah. It was very cartoony. That one was really good. The Speedway stout was really
awesome.
Good. But
Speedway stout is one of the best beers I've ever had.
Yeah, if you're gonna pull a stout and you want to get away from the Boddingtons and the Murphs and the Guinness, this is a really good one to pick.
Isn't it crazy? You know, it's funny you just brought up the name Guinness. I haven't even thought about Guinness in this whole new phase of my beer drinking kind of life. I don't even think about it. Like it's not part of the equation. I think I need to taste it because I feel that that's your baseline, right? Like that's your median for what a stout is probably supposed to be from a flavor profile perspective.
Yeah, they were doing it way before everybody else.
Yep.
We've talked about this a few times on the show. It's like, you know, the IPA boom came. It's still, you know, crushing it everywhere. Then the hazies and the juicies. But then everyone's now into the stouts. And this is a really good one to get into. It's rich. It's really malty. It's got a sweetness that I think is, you know,
it's not
going to turn a lot of people off. If you've never tried stout before, sometimes the sweetness was like, it's just too much. It doesn't taste right. You want it to taste the beer. You got to really almost like set yourself up and get ready to go ahead and taste it.
Yeah, this is different. Again, you can have multiple beers of this. You know, like when you're in the 11, 12% range, it's usually one because it's so strong. It's so boozy. It's so rich on the palate. You don't really want to drink much more after going through 16 ounces. But this one, it's light enough that I think you can have another round.
Yeah. Hey, Jen says we just came back from a beer run in Systembolaget. Wow. How do you say it? Systembolaget?
Systembolaget? I have no idea. I'm terrible.
They have a good selection of beers. Pretty good. Getting pretty good tonight. Attaboy, Jens. That's what I like to hear. All right. Always good stories. Thank you, sir. Marissa, hola. Welcome to the show, Marissa.
She said.
All right, guys. Moving on. We talked about the Bills a little bit. The Sabres, they lost with 11 seconds. That's a heartbreaker because they were down 4-2. They fought back yesterday against Toronto. Always a good draw in Buffalo. You got about, 30 to 50, maybe even 50% Canadian fans when the pandemic's going on. A lot of Canadians actually buy season tickets of the Sabres just so they can come over and see the Canadians.
Do they?
Yeah, and the Maple Leafs. Yeah. And then they sell. Yeah, so they'll go ahead and they'll buy season tickets and they'll keep like 10 games when we play the Canadians and we play the Maple Leafs, and then they'll sell 70 of them.
No shit.
Yeah, dude. So especially over the last couple of years when we've been bad, like the Maple. I mean, Toronto's an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes of traffic away. So, huge Maple Leaf town in Buffalo can be during the games. But anyway, hard fought battle. Love Donnie Granato. He's the guy. Moving on, guys. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and remind you, not this week, the following week. So the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's a Sunday. We're going to be back on at 10 a.m. Okay. Nate, are you ready to go back to our old time slot for a little bit?
I'm super excited to go back to 10.
Cool. But I'm also going to be offering you guys a free opportunity to hang out, have one more beer with me in a private room where it's kind of like a Zoom room, and we're going to be using my friend Greg's software called You Explain It. So let me know if you're interested. I'll let you know down in the link on the description. The link will be there. I'll send it to you. Just let me know if you're into it. So basically, we'll do the live show. The live show will end, and then I'll invite everyone into a private room where we can all hang out and see each other and have one more beer. And that is going to be something we're test running the rest of the year, and then we might bring it back next year. Have one more beer, says Frank. Yes, we will. So looking forward to that. All right, Frank's interested. One thing I'm interested in, Nate, this is Winston Churchill, okay? Warhouse Brewing. So obviously they're built on army and
Yeah, I noticed that. I kind of like that. Well, obviously Warhorse itself is militia related. Right?
Yeah, but Winston Churchill, he was the president during the Vietnam conflict.
He was the president during World War II. I mean, the prime minister.
Prime Minister, that's right. Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about Winston Churchill?
All right, so I am not some Winston Churchill aficionado, but I did come across a website that talks about 10 interesting facts about Winston Churchill. And if you think about the significance of World War II and what Winston Churchill played in that war, obviously with help from the Americans, you're welcome. He's a huge icon. Right.
You're welcome.
He was half American, which is something most people don't know. But I did find this list of 10 fun, interesting facts about him. And I thought I'd just go quickly through them to see if everybody thought that would be interesting.
Yeah. Let him rip, dude. Let us know about Churchill.
So number 1, Winston Churchill was an accomplished artist. I had no idea.
What type?
He was an accomplished artist. He was in his 40s before he began painting, but would go on to become a prolific artist, creating more than 500 paintings over a 48-year period. So I don't know what style, but that's impressive. 48 years.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
You see some of his works in the National Trust collections. Of course, he's an ex-prime minister, right? So even if it's not great, they're going to make it great.
Yeah.
Number 2. The greatest Briton. He was called the British Bulldog, but he was actually half American, which is quite interesting, right? We're talking about the 40s, so not quite as prominent as the 1800s when it comes to people living in both areas, but he was half American. Quite interesting, right? Number 3, Winston Churchill received a Nobel Prize, not for his efforts in a war, but for literature. He was a huge writer, big-time writer, and he drank. This is not part of the 10 facts, but from what I understand, he wrote while drinking. That was his thing. He felt that drinking alcohol was able to bring out a creativity in him, and he drank a lot or wrote a lot while drunk.
I can definitely, I picked that up years ago off of Hemingway. I was like,
he was a big, Hemingway was a big boozer.
And I started
one of my favorite cocktails was from Hemingway.
Yeah. I don't want to take any psychedelics or anything but drinking, if you do it right and you do it subtle, it brings out some weird creative thing when you're locked in that mode,
Yeah. As long as, like everything, in moderation, right? If you're doing it the right way, the way it was intended, which was not 14 Bud Lights.
Yeah. Baba says, I can understand that. Opens up the imagination. Yeah.
Number 4, he served in the British Parliament under 6 monarchs. That's pretty incredible. That's a long period of time. I don't know what the years each monarch was there, but he's been established, obviously, in the British government. Number 5, Winston Churchill served as prime minister twice, not just once, but twice. I would imagine he had gained popularity over his handling of the World War. The first known use of OMG. This is my favorite one, actually. He's the one that first used "Oh my God," OMG. It was a letter. He didn't do it, but it was a letter to Winston Churchill.
Wow.
That people believe was the first known use of OMG.
Really?
Which was 1917. So over 100 years ago, something that turned into a meme, right, was actually 104 years ago.
Wow. That's amazing. That's great info. What else?
Winston Churchill is the only prime minister to enter the music charts. He had a hit.
No way.
Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill, in fact, entered the music charts twice. He first charted in 1965, shortly after his death, with "The Voice of." We need to check out this song, by the way. A collection of his most famous speeches. He then charted again, entering the album chart for a second time with a record-making 70th anniversary of the Battle of Britain, "Reach for the Skies."
I could see, like with some music in the background, and going, and today, brotherhood, will be one of those days where you have to reach down and find yourself in a world where it does not agree with what's going. I could just see him.
And the fact that you're talking about this leads me to number 8. And the fact that you're saying it that way, he had a speech impediment.
Yeah.
So the way you said it is way better than how he would have said it. Right? So he had a speech impediment. I think there was a movie that actually.
Was that was Churchill that was about? Yeah, it was. I forget the actor. I know there was a British prime minister.
Klein. Robin Klein?
Something. Yeah, it could have been. Blood, sweat, and tears. Nice.
Number 9, Winston Churchill was a prisoner of war. So that's interesting. Knowing that someone that was also pulling the strings was a prisoner of war. Like, that gives you a little bit of depth there. Number 10, the last one. Sorry if I'm boring you guys. He is the only statesman to be honored on 2 occasions on British coins. That's a pretty big deal. Even George Washington in the United States is only on the dollar bill, right? I don't think he's on any other piece of money.
Yeah, no, not that I know of. Dollar bill, y'all. But that's awesome, Nate. Don't ever say you're sorry, because we love it. We absolutely love that information. And now I know more about Winston Churchill. And I think there's a lot of cool, fascinating things in there, like that he was an artist and his artistry didn't begin until after he was 40. And we always talk about that here on the show about, like, you're never too old to be anything new. So
he lived till 90. My God, like I think about my demise every day. I'm like, I'll be done when I'm 60, 65. This guy who looked like, a pork roll made it to 90. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Chris Duncan said, George Washington is on the quarter as well.
You're right. So, but again, look at the comparables there. George Washington is the founding father, or considered the first president, right? Winston Churchill's on that level, so it's impressive.
Frank, I'm going to check that out. I've heard of The Darkest Hour. It's just one of those ones that missed me. Over the last couple of years, I haven't had access to a TV and movies like I used to, so I'm going to check that out. Martin, welcome to the show.
What's up, Martin?
Welcome to the show. Awesome. So, Nate, thanks for giving those. Cheers to that. Cheers to Winston Churchill. Like I said, great leader, but also, a Renaissance man, a man who did lots of things, never stopped them. And let this man be a lesson to you. That just because we're in different times doesn't mean that you're, ready to pack it in and put it down. You got plenty of time, guys. Figure out something new, master it over the next 5 years, and I guarantee your life will be different. Just start something, whatever it is. Just like Churchill probably wanted to do with a lot of things and a lot of people. Anyway, cheers.
He gets a lot of flack now, for a guy that has been deceased for so long because of imperialism and all that stuff, which I partially kind of get. But he was still, like you said, an incredible leader in one of the most important times of this planet's history. So you got to give him his due as well.
Got to do it. Hey, guys, I wanted to go ahead and bring up something before we get to good news, and that is the tragedy that happened at the Astroworld Festival. We didn't talk about this last week, but I'm not sure if you remember what happened is at the Astroworld Festival, a Travis Scott concert, there was a massive surge of people. and 8 people got crushed, trampled. And it was just a really tragic event, because as soon as I heard that, I was like, it brought me to flashbacks at being at EDC. Now, nothing's ever happened at EDC that I know of this magnitude, especially this many people. But I've gone into the middle of these crowds with a big camera, and moved people out of the way. You're talking 50, 60,000 people on the ground cheering, trying to get to the front, yelling the DJ and stuff like that. So, I'm curious to see how this thing is going to shape up. And it's just a tragedy.
I was involved in something like that.
Were you?
I was at Woodstock 99. What
happened there?
Well, they had the fires, and you had, there was girls that were taken advantage of. In the mosh pits were thousands of people deep. Like it was. So I remember there was a set. It was Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, and who was the other band? There was one more, Limp Bizkit. And those 3 went back to back to back on the main stage. I was there for that. And it was complete chaos. And no matter, you can want to go somewhere, but you can only go where the crowd was allowing you to go. Wow. So if people say, why don't you just stand up? There's no standing up. Like, there's no getting up when you're trampled by that many people. So of course it wasn't as, there wasn't as many fatalities as 8. That's a big number, man. That's pretty bad. But I was around something similar.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And when I watch all those videos, Nate, I've seen this happen several times here in California, where the kids just group up like 100 people, and they just rush the fences, and they jump on these back fences, and then which opens up a melee of like 200 kids running full speed, sneaking into the concert because they don't have money, and they just get together, and they're like, all right, we're going to rush the fence. And like the cops are there, and like this happened several times. So, my heart's condolences, just can't imagine this tragedy. But yeah, the Astro World Festival, it's a terrible one. And Brendan is absolutely right. Fentanyl helps no one.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole other story right there. Fentanyl.
Yeah, I was at Roskilde Festival in '99. Yeah, I heard about that one with Pearl Jam. You were there, huh? That's crazy. Roskilde is in Norway, I believe, right? Anyway.
It sounds Scandinavian.
Yeah, it's definitely up by where Jen's is. It could be possibly like Sweden or whatever. But moving on, guys, let's go ahead and let's talk about some good news. All right? This one is going to be a tearjerker, guys, so get ready. This one is really, really quite sad. You going to step out for a minute, Nate?
Yep.
Oh, damn. Greg says 80 people trampled to death at the 70s Who concert. Wow. I couldn't imagine that. 80 people? Holy cow. All right. Is outside CPH. Oh, Copenhagen. Okay. All right, guys. So here we go. This one I wanted to go ahead and bring up, and this one is a tearjerker. So I'm going to go ahead and read you this good news, and yeah, I'm going to show you some pictures too, because this one I wanted to go ahead and talk about. 6-year-old Julian Warsham of Beaverton, Oregon, is a lot like other first graders. He loves Super Mario and Taekwondo, but he has acrodamplasia. Okay, that is the most common form of dwarfism. And he goes to school that wasn't built for kids his height. His mother did a walkthrough before his first day of school to make sure he wouldn't run into any problems because of his height, but forgot to check the cafeteria. So dwarfism is, sometimes often referred to as little people. And you have this little boy, Julian Warsham, who's in first grade. His mother said, we noticed that where the food was, it was right at his head. Okay, his mother said, then to make things struggle, he had to carry his tray outside to the lunch benches. Now, the school did go ahead and make him a makeshift cart out of an upside-down milk crate on wheels to help him transport his lunch from the cafeteria to the benches. Here he is right here. But
oh, my gosh.
Yeah, but look at this thing, man. Look at this thing, right? This is a wonky, kind of junkety thing. It's like a milk crate. It looks like some type of hurdle thing that they use in PE class. It's stapled in there. Well, okay, the school made him one. Now, when I saw it, said Eldalina Motrep, the school cafeteria lady, who served lunch at the school district for 18 years, I just wanted to help Julian because, I mean, his head barely reaches the lunch line and he can't see anything. Can you imagine being in first grade in this poor young kid's situation? That night, she talked to her husband, James, who was a metal worker, to see if he could come up with something better. He got his team together at Wright Manufacturing in Portland to create a new cart that allowed Julian to transport his lunch tray and see over the counter. James told the Beaverton School District that he wanted to make Julian something that he would be proud to push around. So here is James and his crew. That is them over at the right. And look at what he came up with.
That thing looks incredible.
Check out this thing, right? This thing is badass. Okay, so it's got the corrugated steel. Okay, he's got these handles on here. They're obviously a biker crew, so he said it was made like a motorcycle. He got this license plate that said Julian. Down here is a little, like you can pull this out, a little bench step, right? How cool is that? James and his team put together a badass cart with adjustable handle grip bars right here, just like a motorcycle. It has a stool inside so he can reach the countertop. It is adorned with flames and personalized license plate. This is Julian. Okay, and check out young little Julian whizzing through, dude. Look at him go, man. Look how cute he is. Isn't that cool, guys? Isn't that just like the coolest story ever? And you see this young boy, and Heather says, you know, I hope this story will help inspire others to reach out and help people in need. And, you know, I absolutely love this stuff. I eat this shit up. You know, this is like an act of kindness that this lunch lady and her husband and the husband's crew just came together. And listen, I'm going to put the story down in the description below if you want to watch the YouTube story from the news, and you can watch it in its entirety. It'll be down in the description after the show. But Nate, isn't that wonderful, man?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, all we hear, the majority of what we hear about interpersonal relationships or things that we do for each other is negative.
Yeah.
Right. It's nice to see something where people are being selfless and helping someone who's truly unfortunate in their life.
Yeah.
So we should see more of this stuff.
We should, because so often I feel like, you know what, man, people don't even know how fortunate they truly are. We're like complaining about unfortunate things that we've made up.
The size of your TV screen.
Yeah. But anyway, hey guys, that is a good story. I hope that you enjoyed it. Story, really warms my heart. Welcome to the show, Have Trolling. It's time for show and tell.
What's up, Marissa?
Yes, this one is a little late as well. I wanted to bring this one up, and I just couldn't walk around like I am now, so I couldn't go digging in boxes around Halloween. But I still wanted to bring it up, guys. You may or may not know this. I think I brought it up a few times, but I'm a huge Simpsons fan. And I wanted to go ahead and bring this up around Halloween, but I wasn't able to. So years ago, when I worked in the nightclub business, I kind of was the operations manager of this big nightclub in Hollywood. We would do every year the big Treehouse of Horror premiere party for The Simpsons. And if you don't know, it's their Halloween special. So here we are, guys. This is Treehouse of Horror 16 and 17.
Wow, look at that.
Look at these. And these are authentic. These were given to me by the crew. These were the only ones that got these were if you were at this party. So check it out. And over here on the back, you can see the Vanguard 6021.
I've been there.
Yeah, yes, you have. 2005. Yeah, it's pretty cool right there. I love these. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, given to me by the producer of The Simpsons.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's from the producer?
Yeah, we did their premiere party. Like
dude, that's great. That's crazy. So you got original stuff.
Yeah, all the people that like worked on The Simpsons and the voices and like all the people, the voiceover actors, they were all at the party to go ahead and celebrate the Treehouse of Horror. And this one was 16, and then we did 17 the following year. So
can I ask you a Simpsons trivia question?
Okay, what do you got?
How many seasons has The Simpsons been on?
I think they're at 24.
Is it 24?
Yeah, I think so.
So that dates back to no, it's got to be more than that. That would be 1997.
No, because I don't know. It might be more. Yeah,
it's a lot though. Whatever it is, and how many episodes per season?
I don't know the statistics.
So much for a Simpsons fan.
Yeah, Carmen. No. Okay, I'm not a fanatic. I'm a Simpsons fan. Okay,
I'm kidding with you, but yeah, dude. It's been a staple of American culture for a quarter century.
Yeah, get them signed. You know what? I was gonna get them signed by the lady that does Marge, I believe. Oh, I forget, but something happened. Yeah, The Simpsons. Danny, this brings your teacher out. Yeah, that's it, man. Missed that. Love the Treehouse of Horrors. 33 says Martin.
It's 33.
Wow.
Yeah, you really don't know what you're talking about as a Simpsons guy.
Okay,
33. That's crazy.
All right, buddy. You want me to try you, who's an actual fanatic on something? How many albums does Bruce Springsteen have? 12. You sure?
Yes.
How many songs has he done?
423.
There usually are. Whoa. Emily says 712 episodes.
It is. It's 712. Brendan just gave it to me. 712 episodes. That's crazy. And just think about it. All right, they're not all phenomenal episodes, but to come up with that kind of content 712 times, hey, he's traveling, not TV, man.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you. Have Trolling said 8. Okay.
8?
8 what? Albums?
I don't know. Oh, Springsteen.
Yeah, you were lying. See, and you're a true fan. Anyway,
it's not 8, by the way. It's more than 8. You have to take his solo stuff, have Trolling.
How many does Chicago have? Everybody needs a little time away. I heard you say from each other.
I do like Chicago. There's something about that soft rock in the 70s, 80s that I do have a soft spot for.
Even lovers need a holiday. All right, anyway,
wow.
Moving on.
That is a gem.
Let's finish this jamboree. Ting.
Hey, do you like it? He's just crushing it.
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, it's delicious, actually. I like it better when it's warm. Let's get
it's funny you say that. When it comes to stouts, it's not about being cold.
Yeah. I'm starting to realize that.
It doesn't have to be warm, right? But if 2 or 3 degrees less than what comes out of your fridge, I think is the sweet spot.
Yeah. That makes yeah, that's exactly right. And one of the things I want to go into, I think Nate really hit the nail on the head when he said, it doesn't have to be like warm or hot or whatever. We're talking just a few degrees warmer than when I originally pulled it out. I pulled it out. It was cold. This isn't like a cream ale. I feel like a nitro cream ale is different. You want to drink those ice cold, but this one, oh man, towards the end of it, I really tasted all the flavors. I love that this particular stout right here was really rich in coffee. And I think that's the play with the breakfast. I love that that it didn't have any really kind of overpowering flavor of one or the other. It wasn't really
stout. It was straight up stout.
Yeah, it was very balanced. The complexity was coffee and oatmeal, just what it said. I tasted the oatmeal more to the end of this can. And overall, I think it was a delicious stout. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4.0.
You're giving it a 4.0, huh?
I am. I liked it.
All right. I think that's a fair score. I'm also going to give it a 4.0 because I would want to introduce this to somebody that isn't necessarily comfortable with stouts. It's not too boozy at 11%. At 7.5, I feel it's in that kind of approachability area where you can get people to understand a new style of beer that might not be comfortable with it. So I really like that. And it does have an oatmeal flavor. It definitely has a coffee flavor. I understand the breakfast angle. 4.0 for me.
Nice. Okay. So coming around the corner, I had to buy this one in a 4-pack. So for price, the 4-pack was $10.99.
That's cheap.
Yeah, plus $20 or 20 cents. So you're looking with tax and deposit, $11.30, right?
Divided by 4.
$11.30. Let's divide that by 4.
$2.83.
A can is, it's about $2.83. Not bad at all. I think that's an excellent
How about that
price.
math, by the way?
I know.
Gloss over that math. I did that shit right in my head.
Whoa. How about that math on this guy?
Look at the math. I'm here for the math. I'm not here for the beer.
I got to be honest with you guys. I did kind of gloss that over, but I was very impressed that I looked at it. And I was about to say something, and I was like, man, he really he hit that fucker.
I nailed it, right? That was not easy to nail that. Thank you. You're welcome.
It's not. I don't know. Maybe you guys were just talking about this or something.
I wasn't. How would I be talking about it? I have no idea. You sent me this beer, so I have no recollection at all.
Something happened because you really divided. $11.30 came out to $2.83, and you called it right away. I'm showing you on the calculator. It's actually 282.5, but you know what?
Round up
283. So how about it, Nate? Great one. So yes, I think the price is excellent. I think for what you're getting a good beer for under $3. You're getting a bigger beer for under $3. For that, I'm giving it a 4.0.
Yeah, I hope we don't continue this trend over the last 3 areas, but I'm going to give it a 4.0 too. It's 7.5%. If it was, if it was one of the heavier stouts, it probably would be in the 4.5 range. But for what it is, ABV, the fact that I'm able to get it in Vegas at that price, thanks to you, 4.0.
Nice. 2 + 2 = 5. Yeah. All right. 16 fluid ounces of math. Love it.
Taxation is theft.
Love it. Design. Look, if you don't like this design, you're an asshole. Okay? That's what just comes down to.
Look at the planes, dude. There's planes.
Look at the planes. I mean, I like this on the back. It just tells you everything you need to know.
Can you read that?
Gives you a little story. It's a perfect can. I'm giving it a 5.0. We're not even talking about it anymore. It's got everything I like about it. We talked about it a little bit. I like how they use the full sticker on the can. I like that they use like real artwork. Like it's popping out from almost like a graphic novel. Okay, it's just really solid. I like it a lot. 5.0. Nate?
Dude, I mean, I don't know how many times you've given a style 5.0, but I would imagine that you can count them on one hand.
Yeah.
So we should definitely read what's on here, right? Like this is a pretty important part of the can.
Give it to us.
You don't lead England through World War II and not get named the greatest Briton of all time without making the absolute most of every day. For the old man, that meant starting with breakfast where he would eat, drink, and smoke, dictate speeches, read 8 newspapers, and hold his morning meeting. That's a lot to do in the morning, by the way.
Yeah.
Our oatmeal stout is full of roasty, smooth, dark chocolate notes with balanced bitterness. With the addition of freshly roasted Colombian coffee from our good friends at Glen Edith in Rochester, it's a perfect start or finish to your day. So, again, for me, I like that they have that story on there. It tells you a glimpse into what they were thinking, which I wish brewers did a little bit more of. Tell us what the point was of the beer.
Yeah.
Do you want to be hazy? Was that the point? You just want to find something juicy and you think your combination is better than the other brewers? Tell us that. Here they're kind of going into the life and the history of somebody like Winston Churchill, which I love. And then, of course, the front of the can is an absolute banger. Yeah. That thing with the planes in the background, that's his force, WW2, going over into Germany or wherever the hell they were fighting at that point with the help from America. 4.5.
Wow, great. Kamad, thank you. Welcome to the show. All right, accessibility. And, well, unfortunately, it's not very accessible. You can probably find it in and around New York State pretty easy. That's where I got it. But unfortunately, you're not going to find it pretty much outside of New York State, maybe not even that much in New England. They're a smaller brewery, which brings me to the point, we never did the brewery tour. It's time to go on the tour, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give the accessibility on this one a score of a 2.5. Unfortunately, that's going to bring it down but we haven't done the tour. Nate, give us your accessibility, and then I'm going to take you on a tour of the Warhorse Brewing Company.
Yeah, I got to do less than 2.5. I feel like 2.5 would be something that would be regional, right? I don't think this is regional. I don't even think I don't even think you can get in North Carolina.
Yeah, I kind of get one. I jumped the gun on my score, I think.
That's okay. But like for me, I would never have the ability to get this without you sending it to me. So I'm going to put a 1.5. I hate to do it because I like the beer. I really like the beer and I want it to have a high score, but 1.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go back and change my score because you can't change your score after it's totaled up, but you can change your score if you really think about it. And I'm going to go ahead and score a 2.0. Unfortunately, I'm bringing it down a little bit more. Kamad, welcome to the show from the Philippines. Okay, Frank says let's go on the brewery tour. Real quick, let's go on the brewery tour. I completely forgot. I'm sorry. This is Warhorse.
Look at that. He's got a stogie in his he's got a cigar in his mouth.
Got a cigar. He's got a little army helmet, a little bit of goggles. All right, like I said, this place is a smaller brewery and is in the Seneca Lake. But let's look at it from the outside. Check this outside view out. Okay, gravel road, walking up. You got an airplane over here, a silo, colorful. Over here, we got a Jeep. Check out this little Jeep. It's got a wooden kind of patio, a little front lawn action. Then you don't think really that much of it other than the plane and the Jeep, and it's kind of cool looking. But you go to the back of this joint, and look at that
joint.
Look how cozy this brewery is.
It does, dude. That is it. I want to hang out there.
Yeah, this place is definitely a place where you can hang out, relax. You got these cool old barrels that they probably use as tables. You got some outdoor patio living here, and it's all kind of in this like a 10 airplane hangar style. If we take a look inside, the Warhorse is their name. Check it out. There is a bunch of Warhorses.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that is just a neat thing to be hanging on the wall. Take a look at it. Very casual.
Hey, Travel Man Dan, I can see the two of us bellying up to the corner of that bar for about 6 hours.
Yeah, dude. This is going to be the next New York State brewery I'm going after because I love this corrugated with the wood. They got all this, Army military kind of memorabilia. They got a shop over here where you can buy stuff. Really cool place. That's the Warhorse Brewery in Seneca, New York. What about different classes of accessibility? More horses, no hams. That's true.
There's really nothing that's hams at this point.
If you look, Brendan was on the show when we reviewed hams a long, long time ago. He was my very first guest before Nate. We drank a Clamato and hams. Me and Brendan. He stuck it out and we're on the show, and I loved it. All right.
I forgot about that episode.
The best show that was ever produced.
Yeah, you were the
best show that was ever produced. This guy
was the very first guest ever.
That's pretty remarkable, and he's here.
Yeah, he is, and I'm wearing the same shirt I was during that episode. I wear this a lot. All right, moving on. The TMD factor, the fact that it's from a cool place in New York, the fact that they deliver. They got lots of other great beers. We're going to be doing another one called Double Dan in a few weeks. It's just a really cool place. I don't know. The TMD factor for me is from my home state in New York. It looks like a cool place to go. I'm not going to go ahead and rate it that much because I don't know too much about it. And that it does have some kind of cool feeling. I think they put out a good product, but that's why I'm going to give them a score of a 3.0.
4.0 for me. So
whoa.
I really like the brew. I like the brewer. I like all the pictures you showed me. I like the fact that it's from Western New York, upstate New York, which is the home of Travel Man Dan. So that is pretty personal to me. I love the fact that they go after the military angle, right? Like I'm very pro-military, pro-police. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I like that. So for me, I'm going to go 4.0 and also throw Churchill in there.
Yeah.
This is not their only beer with Churchill, by the way. They have another one.
They do. And we're going to dive into it a little bit more, guys, but we're going to close it out with this one here. This is the Nitro Breakfast with Churchill Oatmeal Coffee Stout. I do want to say there's a lot of shit going on here. You got a Nitro Breakfast with Churchill Oatmeal Coffee Stout, but it flows a little bit nicer. I'm going to go ahead and
you are remarkable, by the way.
18. And 18, guys.
Dude, come on.
What? That's a good score.
Stop stealing my moves.
Oh, no way. You got an 18 too? Yeah. All right. 18 it is. 18 in life. Ain't counting. 18.
Come on, man. That's not cool. You cheating.
Dude, I didn't cheat.
My brother's texting you.
No, he's not. He's entranced. He's looking at old Penthouse magazines.
Entrenched, by the way. But anyway, yes. So 18. It's not often we get the same score. It's a really good beer. It's really good.
It is. But now it's time for the second beer. So hold on to your hats, everybody. Nate's going to go get his. I'm going to go get mine. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and get ourselves a snack.
Who scored the touchdown? Oh, it's a fumble touchdown.
All right, now this next beer had really confused the hell out of me. By the way, guys, I just want to let everybody know, next week we're going back to the bar, baby. Okay? The setup is all set up and ready to go, so I'm able to move around just a little bit better. So I'm gonna take away this temporary thing behind me, and we're gonna go ahead and move back into the original bar, and then get ready for the new year. The new set is being built. I'm excited. Bubba knows what I'm talking about. Frank knows what I'm talking about. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby.
Hey.
Hey. Na 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 na. Hey.
So what confused you about this beer?
All right. So there's a beer company that I really like here in California, and they're called Anchor Steam. Or no, they're not called Anchor Steam.
They're not.
They have this is what confused me. They have a beer called Anchor Steam, but they're called Anchor Brewing. So this one I've never seen before. I've only seen they have a very distinct label.
The bottle, no, but this is the thing, it's the bottle.
Yes.
So when you go, I just talked to my brother about this. When you go to the can, you have no recollection of what this brewer is.
Yes.
So I thought it was like Anchor. Is that a new one I never heard of? Because the Anchor Steam bottle and the Anchor Liberty Ale are quite, what's the word? Iconic in a way. But when you look at the can, it doesn't connect them at all.
No, this is it. Nate already alluded to what we're drinking, guys. That's all right. But this is from Anchor Brewing Company, the Liberty Ale. And you're exactly right, because here in California is when you go to like a seafood place, especially in San Francisco, the salt and pepper shaker was made from one of their bottles.
The Anchor Steam.
Yeah, the Anchor Steam. So it has like a very distinct label. It's one of my favorite beers. It's just a really good old-fashioned beer. So this is from Anchor Brewing Company, which makes Anchor Steam. But this is the Liberty Ale. This is the beer that we're going to be drinking.
Look at that can, man. I love the can. I know it doesn't connect to the bottle, but this is my style. If I were to design a can, it would look like this.
Really?
Yeah, I like that. First of all, anchors overall, I love anchors. I don't know why. You know, I'm not a sailor. I'm not a guy that's on the water. I'm not Popeye, right? But there's something about the anchor that I really love. It's just a beautiful object.
Troen, no, thank you. Thank you for popping on and saying hello. You enjoy your rest. Sleep well. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you next week. I mean, it does have a big-ass anchor on it. Yeah, I guess. Anyway, let's go ahead and crack the Liberty out. It's 5.9%. I'm going to say that this sucker is going to be very beery.
Very what?
Beery. And that's exactly what I smell. A lot of cereal grains going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, this is so everybody knows, this is an American Pale Ale. So in my opinion, it's going to be quite similar to the Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. That's going to be the competitor for this beer.
Which I love the Pale Ale. I like Dale's Pale Ale. All right, here we go. Nice and light, I'm predicting.
Golden. And it is. It's really beautiful, actually. It's a nice color to it.
Yeah, it is. This is the Liberty from Anchor Brewing Company, Liberty Owl. Take a look.
Ooh, it smells like an American Pale Ale because it's not too citrusy. It's not too hoppy. It's like a balanced effort between the barley and the hop.
Yeah, we don't often mention it here, Nate, but one of the things that I do smell in this, and oftentimes we refer to it as the cereal or the grain or the grassy taste, but that is the barley, and that's what I smell prominent in this one. Cheers, my man. Let's go ahead and try out the Liberty Owl. Bing.
All right, so the nose is quite light, right? There's not a lot going on there.
It's okay. First sip is okay.
Man, that's a different flavor. Like it's almost sour.
Yeah, that's my first sip. I was gonna say it's a soury kind of taste, not skunky. It definitely tastes. It's a lot of barley going on in there, a lot of cereal grains. Overall, it's a nice beer. It's something that you want to go when you're at like maybe you're at a pool party and you bring, and you know you're going to be putting down about 8 of them. So,
by the way, is that normal for people that are at a pool party to put down 8 of them? Because that's what I would do. But I don't think it's normal.
Yeah, the only problem with that is usually after about 4 or 5, do you go in the pool or do you go to the restroom still?
I pee in the pool. Are you kidding me?
Good thing I don't have a pool.
What do you think chlorine's for?
Well, but sometimes you so if I'm in the pool and I'm like this and I'm going and splashing my face and I know that you peed in the pool a half an hour before that.
Well, you don't know.
That chlorine is not going to make me feel better. Anyway, don't pee in the pool, guys. First sip of Anchor, not bad. Nate, what do you think?
I think it's really good.
But about a volleyball game.
Yeah. No, I really like the beer. It's very refreshing. It's almost the kind of refreshment you would get from a macro light lager.
Yeah.
Right. That's the front of the palate that I taste, but it has some complexity to it on the back end, which I really like. This is a really nice beer. I can drink this for an afternoon.
Yeah, it's something that's got a little more kick to it. It's still got a lighter taste to it. So like you said, if you're going to go to a volleyball game and you want to hang out, you could play like 2 or 3 games, best of 3. You know what I mean? You get in there and, you put down about 3 while you're playing. Maybe
Easy.
2 while you're watching and 2 while you watch the sun go down. Depends.
3 while you're complaining.
No, while you're playing.
No, complaining.
I don't complain, dude. I get my job done.
If I'm out watching volleyball after game 1, I'm complaining. I'm going, can we watch a better sport, please?
Volleyball is fun, man.
Yeah, I guess.
I love volleyball. All right, moving on. It's time for What Would You Rather? What would you rather? How about this? Would you want this instead? Would you want one of these or one of these?
What are you tickling there?
I don't know. I'm doing a jingle on the fly. On, guys,
I can tell you what it looked like, but I don't think you want your viewers to hear it.
Oh, this kind of some creepy, weird.
Yes. What you're thinking is what I was thinking.
But dude, look at this. I look like a crab or something.
Crab claws.
Anyway, moving on, guys. It's time for What Would You Rather? Go ahead. Let me know in the comments right now. Or the best thing to do is wait till the show's over and let me know, and I will answer back to you what I think. Can't go wrong on this. It's just for fun.
Hey. Eagles are up, by the way.
What's the scoreboard?
27-13.
27-13. Way to go.
Devontae Smith is kind of having like his coming out party game.
Nice. Okay, guys. Moving on. Here we go. Where would you rather go? I'm going to go ahead and give you a ticket. You can go to one of these places. The first place, it's a little cold, but it still looks beautiful. Would you rather go to Antarctica? Look at that. Holy shit. There you are down there. That's snow, dude. I'm in these snow hills in Buffalo, and that one beats them all.
Dude, look at this. How
Dude,
what is that? 1,000 feet high? It looks insane.
That's so scary to be out in the middle of that cold. Yeah, but don't worry. You got people there. You got friends there. They're hanging out. They like to have a little party themselves.
Look at the barge.
Yes.
That thing is. I want to be on that boat, man.
They're looking, cruising through, and you got these guys. They're in their tuxedos. They're hanging out. They're chilling. Okay, this one, no necks. They're either sitting on eggs. But the coldest place.
The emperor penguin.
I don't think these are emperor penguins. I think the emperor penguin is in South Africa or South Africa. I don't know. I don't know penguins too well, but there's your choices. There's choice number one, Antarctica.
You remember March of the Penguins?
I forget.
Dude, that's like the original one that started everything, where they were kind of turning animals into human beings in a way.
Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, okay, this is a great part of the show. I'm opposed to Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Penguins sound like Morgan Freeman. Well, the thing about Antarctica is, like, when you're there, you're out in the middle of nowhere, and it's got that eerie kind of feeling. Or would you rather go, okay, because it says, what would you rather? Would you rather go here to, where is
Jersey.
it? What's that? Jersey. Oh, no. Okay, the other one is right here, and it is the Galapagos Islands.
Oh, big fans of turtles there.
Yeah, off the coast of Ecuador. Check it out, Galapagos Islands, the archipelago islands. Okay, but check this out. This is crazy right here. They got friggin' Godzilla.
Dude, look at that.
The only place in the world where they have the Komodo Dragon. Look at that thing swimming through the water. It looks like a small Godzilla. I mean, really cool, really beautiful. Two completely different
Is that
places.
a Komodo Dragon?
Yeah.
That looks like an iguana.
Yes, that's what it is. It's a giant iguana.
Okay.
I'm sorry. But
the Komodo Dragon is even more sinister looking.
Yeah, they just have the coolest. Whoops. They just have the coolest things in the world there. Two different places. You're out in the middle of an island. It's warm. You can go in there. The water life is just probably like no other place in the world, or a freezing cold tundra in the middle of nowhere. Both look fantastic. It's a toss-up. I mean, I'm going to go to both of them at some point, but I really want to see Antarctica. I really want to be there.
Yeah, it's tough to say no to that.
I want to see that kind of life. What goes on there, dude? You know what I mean? Because I can kind of understand how the Galapagos Islands are. A lot of marine life, biologists, scientists, little shacks where they're doing experiments in the water. But Antarctica, you have no friggin' clue what's going on there. So for me, Antarctica. Nate?
It's a tough one, and I'll tell you why. Because when I was a young kid, I went to an exhibit when I was in elementary school that showed us a direct feed into the Galapagos Islands and those turtles that habitate on those islands, right? And
the sea turtle, yeah.
Well, they're not sea turtles. They're like, what are the bigger ones?
I thought it was just the giant sea turtle.
What are the ones that that Sergio had in his backyard? What are those?
Well, that's a tortoise.
Tortoise. So it's the tortoise, right? There's a specific tortoise that stays in the Galapagos Islands, right? And they're only there. So I remember we were in this like, I don't even know the kind of auditorium we were in, but it was a live feed to the Galapagos Islands. I remember that being as a kid. I was bused there. I remember the whole thing. It was bigger than obviously what the event actually was in real life. But comparatively, I loved it. So I'd have to pick the Galapagos Islands just for nostalgia.
Cool. Bubba says he doesn't even want to try to pronounce Galapagos Islands right now. He's had a 32-ounce thing of cider. That's awesome. Atta boy, Bubba, get after it. All right, go with number 2. Which comedian do you prefer? Kevin Hart or Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, for me, it's tough because I don't really listen to Dave Chappelle. I don't watch him. I'm not into the whole thing. Like Rick James, bitch. I don't even know what everyone was talking about for years. I'm just not. I loved him in Half Baked, but stand up in general, I don't really know. But I don't know. For me, it's a tough one. I like Kevin Hart. I like his amped up style. So I'm going to go with Kevin Hart on this one.
What? Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Kevin Hart over Dave Chappelle? Dave Chappelle is considered by many to be the GOAT. Kevin Hart, nobody thinks about his stand-up. They think about his shitty movies.
No, I think he's funny.
Is he?
I do. I think he's...
I guess he's funny for teenagers. I don't know.
But
for me, anyways, Dave Chappelle, he's pushing the envelope. They're trying to cancel him. I appreciate that. He's thumbing him.
No, that's enough. That's a whole nother discussion. Like
but that's part of who he is as a comedian.
I think
he's always been that guy.
I know, but I think Kevin Hart's stand-up is really funny when some of the shit he says. I think it's funny.
Wait,
anyway,
listen, that's your play. That's your opinion. Yeah. You're allowed to think that.
Emily says the Galapagos tortoise. Nice.
That's the one.
All right, next one. Going on to number 3, guys. What would you rather eat? Would you rather have this scrumptious, delicious sandwich from Israel? The falafel pita sandwich.
It's going to be tough to beat that.
Oh, man. Got that fresh. Falafel. That bread is just really light and nice pita. You got this, I forget what they call it.
Tabbouleh.
Tabbouleh sauce or tabbouleh,
tabbouleh salad, tahini sauce.
The garbanzo chickpea falafel. Ooh, that is so good. And then the other one would be, now, Nate probably, you might know this, but this is maybe one of my favorite sandwiches, top 3. But it's hard.
Are you going the Chinese one?
It's hard to find. That's the thing. It's really hard to find this one. As simple as this thing is made, it's 3 ingredients: bread, butter, and ham. And that's right. I'm talking about the French Jambu Brie. Okay, it's got the delicious cured ham, unsalted or salted butter, and that's it. But the butter has to be thick. I just love this sandwich. For me, it's one of my favorites. I love the falafel pita. But if I'm going to pick a sandwich, I'm going with this little hoagie thing. It's just something about the ham, butter, and bread. Simple, beautiful sandwich. I can't wait to go to France and try it. I'm going with the jambon beurre.
I don't even know how to pronounce that. So it's 2 really different, beautiful sandwiches. I guess it depends on my mood. So I just had a falafel yesterday.
Oh, you did?
I did. I got something from Whole Foods that's wrapped in like a spinach leaf.
I
don't know. So that leaving that residue in my mouth, I'm going to go with whatever you butchered in pronunciation. I'm going with that.
Okay. Hey, Tenacious Freak is here. Welcome, my man. One of the OG3s. Welcome to the show. We haven't seen Greg Z in quite a while. Hope he's okay.
Where's Greg Z? Where's Drew?
Drew takes it's late in Denmark. She had to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Dave Chappelle for Marissa. I was sure I would miss the show. Nope.
You're here, buddy.
My friend. That's a tie on the sandwiches, says Martin. Yeah, both are good. Look, hey.
They both are good. It was a great, what would you rather?
All right. Going on to the next one. Which do you prefer the opposite sex? Do you prefer long hair or short hair? Which one are you more attracted to? That's a simple one for me. I like long hair. I just always have. I always like a woman with long hair. It's a quick and simple, easy one. What about you, Nate? Cindy? Hair. What about Cindy chopped her hair and buzz cut?
Long hair.
Long hair. All right. Going on to the next one. Next one's a tough one. We're going to get into disgusting eats here. Okay. Which one would you rather eat? Guys, would you rather eat? These are the buffalo balls.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at those things. Those are
disgusting. They're slimy. They're testicles. Those are the buffalo balls. Or would you rather eat a bull's penis? Okay. Both plated. Look at the penguin and the bee are hanging out. They're looking in on. They're wondering what it is. Which would you rather, the balls or the penis? Both cooked and prepared the way you like it. That's a tough choice.
The way you like it.
That one is a tough choice.
Sure the way I like it.
I'm not sure which one I would eat. The balls feel like they would have more of a squishy texture.
Maybe nuttier.
Like a fleshy, like that yellow inami from sushi.
Umami.
So I'm gonna go with the penis.
I don't know. They're cooked, not alive, right?
No, they're cooked the way you want them. No problem, freak.
I've already eaten penis before in Anshan, China, so I don't know. I guess I got to go with those big, massive balls.
I'm glad I missed Would You Rather. Nasty one. Nate wants the balls. I'll take the penis. Marissa wants the balls. I cast the blank ballot. It's a tough one. It's almost as bad as you remember the tuna eyes. Oh man, the tuna eyes would be rough.
I'd rather the tuna eyes either of those options.
Yeah, that's what would you rather. All right, thanks, TMD. I'll see you in the comments. Have a good night, gents. Good night. We knocked them off the show.
That was it. But all you had to do was bring out the balls and penis talk. That's what happened.
We're bringing out the Anchor Brewing. This is their Liberty Ale. Nate,
I like this beer,
my friend.
Hey,
You gotta get going. Well, I'm gonna take them on a tour.
Gotta pee.
Oh, I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of Liberty Ale. But Nate is gonna pee. I'll wait for him to take you on the tour. Deep fry it. People won't eat it. That's funny. Yes. Okay, guys. Well, the way that I taste this beer is, like I said before, it's got a nice golden flavor to it. It's really grassy. You can taste a little complexity going on there of all the grassy notes and almost like a very common type beer. Not bad. It's got a little bit more punch than your regular beer. Say you would your Hams or your Coors Lights or something along that lines, maybe a regular Budweiser. It seems to be on par a lot with my favorite beer, and that's the Labatt Blue. Overall, I'm enjoying it. Let's go ahead. Nate is back. Let's go ahead and I'll take you on a tour of Anchor Brewing. Guys, this is a pretty cool place. This is the Anchor Brewing new logo. Okay.
I love the logo, by the way.
This is the old one, and this is what I love. Anchor steam beer, right?
Well, but that's different. Like that's an actual style of beer that they have versus their actual logo, right?
No, but this is what they use for all their beers, right? But you see here, brewed and bottled by the Anchor Brewing Company, San Francisco. So that's pretty cool. It's a big place. I mean, let's take a look at it. Look at those beautiful
they're gorgeous, man.
Yeah, that's
dude. How do we get one of those places?
Man, it's been around since 1896.
I want to just hang out there and smell it.
Yeah, it's just okay. Well, then you'll probably smell this, Nate. Look at the froth going on there. Look at all that. Yeah, that's just a beautiful place. Let's take a look. As we see, they do all their bottling. Pretty mega operation that they go on that they got going on to have this kind of machinery with this kind of bottle production. It's a giant place, but if you go to their actual brewing house, they got a cool kind of more chilled, relaxed atmosphere. You can see it doesn't really get that busy, and it's probably not open to the public like you think it is. But that's Anchor Brewing Company. Hopefully we'll get a chance to get up there at some point. It's in San Francisco, so not too far away from me. But yeah, not too bad. Buffalo are endangered. Well, that is definitely something to think about. I don't want to eat their balls or eat anything about them. Don't smell that great. Well,
depends. Are they just gone for a run or?
No, they're getting endangered. But anyway, that is Anchor Brewing Company. This is what we're drinking. This is their Liberty Ale. Pretty good beer, Nate. What do you think so far?
Love it.
Loving it. All right, let me talk to you guys real quick about last week's video. It was the Lockport Caves. I don't know if you saw that. I was back in Western New York about a month and a half ago, and I went to a cool place called the Lockport Caves. It was an underground cavern tunnel where they used a lot of the water to manufacture energy, which was for their power plant next door and their pulp factory back in the 1800s. The Erie Canal was connected to it, so you can see that in the video. If you haven't seen this video and you're interested about history, this is a really good one to watch because it talks about the Erie Canal, which at some point about 100 years ago was one of the most prominent ways of transportation to get through the Great Lakes. So cities like Buffalo, Detroit, Pittsburgh, they have massive steel production. You had to figure out a way to get that stuff up and around and over and easy, and a lot of that was used throughout the Erie Canal. Pretty cool video. I don't know if you got a chance to see that, but it's out there now. Next week for Thanksgiving, I will be doing a book called Winston and the Missing Apples, Reading Man Dan. Still doing Reading Man Dan. A lot of fun stuff. Teaches us about giving and about, helping people through, giving thanks and having gratitude. So look forward to this. One cool thing I do want to point out, if you don't get a chance to watch the episode, I do still want to point this out. This was given to me by my friend who is her friends, but she has the farm, and this is about her dog and her family and stuff. And the cool thing is, Nate, that you mentioned about an interactive thing at the Galapagos Islands. Check it out, man. That QR code, okay? So in this book, and you're talking about the cows right there, you could scan that QR code, and it will bring you live to the author's farm where you can see the cows, the chickens, whatever you're reading about. So you can actually see what's going on at that very moment.
I love it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I think
really
that's
cool.
That's really cool. Neat. And a girl I work with, that's her friend, but look forward to that video next week. That is the Reading Man Dan. Comment taken out of content. So funny. Yeah, probably. All right. Moving on. What are you reading? Guys, this is what I'm reading. It's one of my favorite books. I try to read it once a year. It's called Save the Cat. We've talked about it before. It's by Blake Snyder. It's pretty much any movie script written in the last 20 years follows this structure. So if you're a writer and you want to write scripts, I definitely recommend this. But in order to understand how writers think, how better to improve yourself as an actor, that's why I like to read it, because it helps me break down scenes. It's a 12-part step of every script, but you can break that into micro things where it's a 12-part of every scene. So Blake Snyder is a legend. If you haven't and you're interested in movie writing and how a movie works when they're writing and the pace of it all, I definitely suggest Save the Cat. Okay, it's the last book of screenwriting you'll ever need. Nate, what are you reading?
So I'm reading this book right here. It's How to Talk So Kids Will Listen and How to Listen So Kids Will Talk. So I'm a parent, and communicating with your kids is quite challenging. So I wanted to figure out a way that I can communicate so they understood me. And I feel like this is a really good book. So if you're a parent out there, you're not alone. It's not easy. This is a pretty decent book to check out. It's written by Adele Faber and Elaine Maslish. You can find this on Amazon. I think it's like $14. It's a good read. Helps you communicate with your children, which is probably the most important thing in your life if you're a parent. So give us a shot.
Yeah, awesome, Nate. I don't know if I'll ever have kids, but hopefully one day.
You will.
I hope so. I really want some. But we'll see what happens. All right, moving on to the next one. What are you watching, Nate? As you know, I've been on the couch for the last 4 weeks. Man, I watched the craziest HBO documentary. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It's called I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It's by Michelle McNamara. If you haven't seen this, you have to check it out. Do you know who Patton Oswalt is, Nate?
Yes, he's a comedian. He did a movie about being a basement-dwelling super fan of the Giants back in the early 2000s.
Okay, so you know who he is, but he was married to a woman named Michelle McNamara, and she was a true crime podcaster or a blogger, one of the very first ones. And this talks about how she goes after and starts researching the Night Stalker. And the Night Stalker, the California killer, okay? He was called the Golden State Killer. He had raped over 50 women and killed 13 people, and it was never caught. Well, through her podcast and through her crime thing, she started diving in more, and she did this article on it. Then the article became so popular in Los Angeles Magazine that they invited her to go do a book about it. Then she did the book about it, and she was like a crazy detective. And they finally caught the guy this year after 40 years.
What?
Yeah, you have to watch it. Guys,
I don't know about you, but this guy sounds like a real jerk.
Oh, total asshole. He's a 70-something-year-old man now, but scumbag, just piece of shit of the earth. But you have to watch this story because It really is just an unbelievable, well-put documentary because Michelle McNamara, during doing it, passed away. She was under an amount of stress and workaholic, and she took some fentanyl and some other drugs that I don't fully know. I don't fully know, so I'm not putting it out there, but that's just what the documentary talks about.
China.
And unfortunately, she passed away, but her research, her development, her book about this, it's just, you have to see it. You have to see it. I'll Be Gone in the Dark. It's on HBO. It's amazing. Nate, what do you got?
What am I watching, right? Today, of course, I'm watching what the Eagles are doing against the Denver Broncos. They're up 30-13, which is a bit of a shock for me. They were traveling into Denver. I expected a loss. I was hoping for a loss. Danny doesn't subscribe to that type of fanaticism, but I do. I'm more of a realist. But they're winning.
Wow.
That's what I'm watching.
Not only are they winning, folks, this just in. I'm up 101-60 to 78-50. I have a 96% chance. I'm finally
Are you gonna win? Are you gonna win, dude?
I have 96% chance. He's got Tyler.
You're gonna win. Your first win.
My first win. Okay, I'm 0-9. Hey, Danny boy. And the guy that I'm playing is picking me up in an hour, and we're driving 3 hours up north. So
you're going to up north right now?
Yeah, I got to go up after this.
What are you gonna need, man? What are you doing?
Got to do it, man. Am I a screenwriter? No, I am not. But I still like to understand the perspective of a screenwriter as an actor. All right, moving on. What am I listening to? Nothing new. Just nothing. Yeah. What about you, Nate?
I'm listening to House of Pain, dude. Look at that. Yeah. So this is 1992. Do you remember this album? I remember I bought the cassette. Remember the cassette used to fold out and you can read the lyrics?
Oh, yeah.
I remember the cassette, but the reason I thought about this album was Wisconsin playing. They do the jump around thing every time they score a touchdown. And, man, jump around played at my high school prom. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's something nostalgic about it. It's super white boy rap, which is not in vogue, obviously. So, it's interesting to hear every now and again. 1992, I'm bringing it back. Shamrocks and Shenanigans.
Yeah, I love it, Nate. Bringing it back. Bringing it back. One thing we're bringing back is the scoreboard. Folks, this is what we're drinking. We're going to wrap up the show. We're drinking Anchor Brewing Company. It is the Liberty Ale.
This is a really good beer.
Yeah, this is a good beer. Ding.
Ding, bong, ping, pow. I already drank mine, by the way. We're a little bit off sync today when it comes to that.
That's okay. You drink it on your pace. All right. Taste. I feel like it's a really refreshing beer that gives a little bit more than your common beer. It's got a little bit of a bite to it. I'm not sure what it is. It's got some kind of, like, not a sour taste, but some type of weird aftertaste. It's not amazing, but I do think it's pretty good. I like Anchor Brewing. I love Anchor Steam. This beer is delicious, actually. It's what you want when you just say, just give me a beer. It's golden in color. It's refreshing. It's got enough punch to it where it's going to feel like if you had two of them, you walk out of a restaurant with a nummy, cheeky feeling good. I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3.0. I do really like it. I think there's a place for this beer. It's by a reputable brewer out of San Francisco, so it's got a lot going for it. For me, it's a little too pedestrian. It's a little too mass appeal if I'm going to be super critical. So 3.0. 3.0.
Okay, price. Nate, what do we pay for one can of beer?
$1.99.
$1.99. Perfect price. That's what you're going to pay. $2, a little bit deposit. I think that's a good score. I think it's right on average. 4.0.
4.0 for me too. I think it's accurately priced. It's not going to be priced at the level of a Bud Light, but it's also not going to be priced at the level of an AleSmith. So it kind of is right in the middle. 4.0.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the design. Okay, the design, Nate likes it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I don't absolutely love it because the thing is I like their old design a lot better.
Yeah.
I like that old Anchor Steam. I think it's one of the best in the business. But this one's not bad. I just don't absolutely love it. I like that they got an eagle and they got some writing going on in the back. It's easy to find out what the alcohol percentage is. The color scheme's good. I like the font. Anchors are cool. So overall, I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.5.
Yeah, so I'm going to struggle with this because I don't like the fact that the can doesn't connect to the bottle. In the bottle for the Liberty Ale and Anchor Steam, from the two most popular Anchor offerings, it doesn't look anything like this.
Yeah.
So when I go to the store and I see this, the brand recognition, it's a problem for me. Like I have to ding it for it. You know, it should be something that looks like the bottle there, or you have a can that has the label on it with the blue in the background. But for me, I have to ding it. I'm going to give it a 2.0.
Yeah.
For a style, just because I like the style of this can, but it doesn't coordinate with the bottle, which is their bread and butter. So 2.0 for me.
That's crazy because you really came in hot on the bottle, on the design.
I like the design, but it doesn't make sense.
How does the Gen Pop sign up for the third beer show for next week? Well, you just go ahead and let me know if you're interested, Frank, and I will send you the link. So after Thanksgiving, so it won't be next Sunday, it'll be the following Sunday after the Thanksgiving. We're going to run it for a few weeks, and hopefully we'll get some people in the room. I'm looking forward to seeing you, Frank. I really am, man. All right.
I want to see Frank live and in.
I want to see everybody. I'm looking forward to as many people as we can.
If you guys want to be on the show, just ask him.
Yeah.
He's waiting for people.
Yeah.
He's waiting to have the fans involved would mean nothing more to Travel Man Dan if he can have you guys on the show.
And we're going to do after one more beer. All right, accessibility. Look, I think you can buy this beer a lot of places. Definitely the West Coast, probably in big cities back on the East Coast, the Midwest, and in the South. I'm going to go ahead and give the accessibility just based on the United States. I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of a 3.5 because I think you can find it a lot of places. I think that you're going to have a hard time finding it overseas, but because of how popular it is here in the United States, I feel like any craft beer place probably will be selling cans of Liberty Ale. 3.5. Nate,
so I had 4.0 written down, and after I heard his explanation, I'm going to change it to a 3.5 because I think you're right. In America, you can find this beer. Outside of America, I think you'll really struggle. Now, you probably can find the Anchor Steam, but the Liberty would be number 2 out of their offerings. Right? Like I would say that that's their 1B. But again, if we got to apply the same rules to every beer. So I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Awesome, Frank. I will get you on the show. Don't worry. We'll be talking soon. All right. Moving on. We're going to get Frank on the show, but the TMD X Factor. Look, I really like Anchor Steam. I think that the Anchor Steam beer is a really good beer. I have for years. Back when it was Sierra Nevada and a few other microbreweries like Pete's Wicked, and I forget some of the other ones off the top of my head. I always enjoyed Anchor Steam. So for me, there's a bit of nostalgia. I don't like the new can. I like that it's here in California. I think California puts out a lot of good beer. I mean, other than that, I'm not too connected to it. So the TMD X Factor is going to settle in nicely at 3.5 as well.
Yeah, for me, it's going to be a 3.0. All right. I'm not a fan of California. I'm not a fan of their style, but I do appreciate there's something to be said about this brand of beer, right? And they have multiple offerings that are high level. The Steam one being pretty much if you're in America and you don't know about Anchor Steam, you just don't know about beer. Right?
Yeah.
So if you're in that community, you know about the beer. Liberty Ale, I feel is kind of right underneath that, right? But for me, I don't know. It doesn't do anything exceptional for me. It just is a quality beer. It's a quality offering from a quality brewer from a city I don't particularly care for, from a state I dislike. 3.0.
3.0. Okay. All right, guys. Well, the Anchor Brewing Company came through. It's a delicious beer. It's a fun beer that you could probably drink a 6-pack by yourself. Get into it. And I'm going to go ahead and give it a score of an 18. We have double 18s, guys. Double 18s. Liberty Ale got an 18 from me. Nate, what'd you give it?
So I did not go 18. I went 15.5, and I believe it's slightly below average considering all the factors. It's not a bad beer. It's a good beer, but it didn't like overwhelm me in a positive way. So 15.5.
Okay, well, hey, it's your show. You're honest with your opinion, and that's what we love about it, and that's why we have you here, and you do such a great job. So I gave it 18. He gave it a 15.5. Guys, that's pretty much going to do it. I want to wrap it up with the quote of the week, and this quote comes from an anonymous
Winston
person.
Churchill.
I probably should have. You got a Churchill quote? I can
find one quickly.
It's tough. Look, I already have it down. I just want you to think about this. I wish we would have done a Churchill one. He's got a lot of good ones. Dave, why don't you go ahead and give us a Churchill? Give us a Churchill quote. Nate's going to give us one on the fly, Churchill quote. I'm going to keep you occupied. Guys, as you can see, I haven't shaved in a couple of weeks. I'm really looking like a beer guy, okay? Something that's really funny about beer people that I've noticed being in the beer atmosphere and kind of world of craft drinkers is almost everybody has a really big beard. But I'm going to grow a little beard. I'm going to shave it off come Christmas, but thought I would grow it for the winter because it's always fun. All right, Nate, we're going right from the fly.
Hey.
You're gonna bring us out on the show with the quote from Churchill.
Can I give you more than one?
No, just give us one. Give us the best one you got.
All right. This is very much me looking at. There's a list of hundreds of quotes. I'm just going to cherry pick one. There are a terrible lot of lies going around the world, and the worst of it is that half of them are true.
Whoa.
I mean, it's pretty poignant, right?
Yeah, that's a good one.
We should hear it again. There are a terrible lot of lies going around the world. We all know that, right? And the worst of it is that half of them are true. So half of what we hear every day, just remember that when you're taking in information, it's designed in a particular way. That doesn't mean it's not right, but it's half of the time, in my opinion, is fabricated. He was a smart man. Winston Churchill. It's a great quote.
That is a great quote. I like that. And, it's sometimes it can be a tough pill to swallow when you hear some stuff that you don't really want to hear, but it's out there and it comes at you. But Nate, thanks for hopping on that. And I appreciate that. I probably should have thought of that ahead of time, but I had such a good one. But that's all right. This good one will be held to next week. One thing I did want to bring up is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but we didn't have any lag time, any glitches, nothing.
Yeah, dude, isn't it amazing how when it doesn't happen, you don't think about it, but when it happens, you are literally on the crosshairs.
Well, I had the guy over here last Tuesday.
Did you?
I had him fix everything. Yeah, I said, I don't care.
What was the problem?
Apparently, some of the clasps and hardware that I had was old. So let's see if it holds up. I don't want to go ahead and say hey. You know the Savers song? The Savers song is na na na
Scary
na
stuff, Nate.
na 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 hey goodbye. And we waved to the other team when we're winning by over one.
You can do that with jazz. Na 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 na
na na na na hey goodbye. That's going to do it for us. Nate, thank you so much. As always, you were wonderful. Do you have any closing arguments or closing remarks?
Of course not. You take out the show the way you always do. Love being here. See you guys next week.
Thanks, Nate. Loved having you here. That's going to pretty much do it for us, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found a lot of value. You had fun. You enjoyed the beers. If you get a chance, this is what we had. This is the Breakfast with Churchill Oatmeal Coffee Stout and the Anchor Liberty Ale. These are both delicious beers. I highly recommend them if you get a chance. If not, you can go ahead and watch this and see our opinion. Go ahead and leave us your what would you rather down below. If
Warhorse, we want to come see you.
Yeah, what's that?
I'm telling Warhorse, we want to come see you.
We're going to go ahead. I want to see the Warhorse in action. Yeah, here we go, guys. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button down in the corner. Ring the notifications bell. We'll do this every single week. Thank you so much, Nate. Like I said, that's the Test Bunny, Nate. I'm Travel Man Dan. And remember, it's a big world out there. Make sure you see every bit of it. Yeah. Bye, guys. All right. Na, 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 na. Bye, guys. Na, 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 na. Frank says, so it's beer funnel time. Bye all. Bye Tenacious. Have a great week. Bye everyone. Take care, guys. Goodbye, Marissa. Bye, Nate and Danny. Goodbye, Frank. Bye, guys.
Disconnect, man. There's only so long I can